Right, so I have returned once again today to do the next chapter of Overlord, this chapter being chapter 24. And as we freaking know, if YouTube ever wants to pop in, I hate doing it on here because it takes a little bit longer than Google Hangouts for it to pop through. There we are. We're back on. Yeah, everything's working fine. We are good to go. So yes, as we know, it's getting pretty serious with the whole entire thing with Lizzard Men right now. Like, it wasn't looking good until Demiurge came in and said, look, why don't we use them as experiments? Granted, yes, it ain't the greatest outlook for them, don't get me wrong. It's not like the greatest thing to ever happen to them. But it's still kind of better than what we imagined beforehand. So now it's kind of... I forgot I was reading Anjin for a bit as well, but then I actually kind of got reminded. I was like, oh yeah, Anjin's pretty good. So I carried on. So yeah, I mean, now we're getting the whole entire thing with Cocytus having to rule over Lizzard Men without actually having to use fear. So nothing is actually happening. So we actually left last chapter on the Lizzard Men perspective. So what will come of this perspective? What's going to happen? Will it actually kind of not be as bad as you imagine? It might be good, but not too sure. But it was kind of better than what I expected last week. Well, if anyone wants to know why I've got a yellow tube behind me, it's actually full of posters. Just in case anyone was wondering, why is there a tube directly behind him? It's because actually it's full of posters. It's full of movie posters. I have to get them out one day. Actually put them up. It's a Kong Skull Island poster and a Get Out poster. Just in case anyone was curious. Not too sure if anyone actually was, but you never know these things. People might start asking questions or like, that's a random question to ask. But yeah, now you know. Anyway. That's enough talk, because we've got quite a bit to get through as well. It's quite a long chapter. Longer than usual, actually. This one's actually 42 pages, I believe. Yep, 42. So we've got quite a bit to get through. So let's begin. And hopefully YouTube does not cut out like at any point, because YouTube tends to do that kind of sometimes. Right, okay, so. They're back. Yeah. Despair returns. It looks like there's a lot. Oh, okay. So I'm still getting over Gintama a little bit. It looks like there's at least 5,000, but to lose so many and then bring out an army of this size. What? No way. That can't be magic weapons. You know. So you also noticed. Their armor and shields are also magic items. Ah, Christ. Yeah, Season 2 Overlord's actually happening right now. It's like, holy freaking hell. Like, all the animes Madhouse will be doing Season 2s of, never imagine Overlord would be one of them. But you never know. They actually could unbutcher what they did with Season 1. Because they did kind of butcher it a little tiny bit. I mean, they could fix it. I mean, it's his hope and Madhouse just go, well, freaking hell, guys, we mucked up Season 1 a little tiny bit, so let's fix this. Let's not ruin one of the greatest arcs in probably a long time. They're like the armies in those legends. The wind. Don't let anything bad happen to Krush. Like, anything bad happens to Krush, a riot. It can't be. What's wrong? That cold wind. That's not their tier 4 spell, Cloud Control. It's their tier 6 spell, Cloud Control Weather. I say Cloud Weather then. Control Weather. My reading is a little bit shot today. Tier 6 magic? That would far exceed the power of Iguva, the strongest enemy I'd ever encountered. Is this the power of that great being? They're moving. Calm yourselves. Do not give in to fear, warriors. You will disappoint the ancestral spirits that watch over us. Brother. I did say it correctly. I say that saying correctly. Yeah, that's the problem, because they have to either do a 2-core, 3-core series that covers this whole entire arc, like, justifiably. Because otherwise they don't want to rush through the events as well, so probably even to get, like, a longer series, or you're going to get a cliffhanger. So it's going to be pretty terrifying to say they got damn least. Did I miss anything on that page, actually, speaking of devil? Oh, no, I didn't. Cool. What are they up to? Is that the embodiment of death? No. That is the ruler of death. Iron Summer. It's Iron Summer himself. What is that? I don't know. I don't know anything about that. This would be so freaking good animated, to be honest, the more I think about it. I still think this is actually one of the best mangas I've covered in quite a long time. Hello! Like, it is. I think it's probably one of my favourites next to Noragami to cover. It's pretty freaking phenomenal, to be honest. I've got to carry on and go to Helsinki one day as well. Like one of these days when I've got nothing to do, I'll probably will bring it back. As well as JoJo as well. So do not worry, it'll come back at one point. It's a higher ground. That damn monster. Stay here. Why? The enemy will likely do something now. It's important that you see it for yourself. You've wandered around the world, so this is a job only for you. Well, for only you. I'll cast protection energy ice on all of you. Everyone needs to be told to stay away from the ice. Krush, help me. A job for me only? But yeah, I mean, the manga is pretty freaking phenomenal, to be honest. I think it's one of those mangas that doesn't actually kind of falter in any pacing. Like, the pacing is just so freaking great. He doesn't ever feel once bored because there's always something going on. Heave ho! Loosen up a bit. If you're too cautious, you won't see everything. No. Only. I said own. Oh. Jesus Christ! My brain just gone. No, one. Get mad if you'll miss something. Oh, because it's one of the characters. Just realised that. It's like, what's it called? Waddle. Is it Waddle? Thank you. It's fine. I guess you're right. You're here as well. You're here as well. After all, don't expect anything clever from me. Still, that thing is a real monster. Yeah, it's one whole other level. Sorry. Oh, sweet Jesus. That's what he looks like. Okay, because I remember it was actually kind of hinted at last month. This actual, like, kind of being that everyone was talking about, because people were saying, oh, by the way, it's actually the first introduction of this character. We haven't seen any artwork for it. I was kind of like, whoa. Sounds interesting. I think, wasn't it called, it's called Gargangua? I think is how you pronounce the name of it. Gargangua? It's not Gargantua. It's Gargangua, I think is how you pronounce the name of it. I believe. That's pretty terrifying, to be honest. What the hell is that? If something like that hits us, there won't be anything left. That is true. So I'm saying it's pretty terrifying. The odds are against them right now, as they would say. Oh, but has it ever been any, like, artwork in the light novel for it? Because I believe someone told me there wasn't any artwork for the light novel of it. I believe. I might be mistaken, but I swear someone told me it was the very first time. Oh god, my throat's still getting over Gintama. Oh man, these tears have not left me just yet. What are they? Is that a staircase? It's a king's path. What? Is that a demon? The beings that were said to have nearly destroyed the world 200 years ago. Well, you know what? Can't argue with him. It's actually a pretty freaking good entrance, to be honest. Throws something a massive being with a massive rock, goes and sits on his throne. You can't argue with the goddamn man. A's pretty A class. A's pretty A class. I ain't gonna lie, it's actually a pretty good thumbnail as well, to be honest. I ain't gonna lie. What should we do, Zariusu? Should we get ready to run? No, it doesn't look like they intend to attack. It looks like they're going to say something. Well, those are. I'm delivering the Great One's message. Was it like a massive Beldit from Berserk? It looks like a massive Beldit from Berserk. Is that how you pronounce the word, Beldit? Beldit? Is that how you pronounce the word of... Is it Beldit? I can't actually remember how you pronounce the correct term for the thing that Griffith holds, but it looks just like that. It looks a massive version of it. The Great One desires to speak, so immediately send out a representative. Do not displease the Great One by needlessly wasting time. I just realised that we're almost at the end of the chapter as well. Christ! That's all it wants. That's all it was sent to say? What? She destroyed all those monsters in an instant. So even the servants have the strength comparable to the ruler of death. Little brother. Is that the enemy's leader? Could it look something like Castlevania? I don't know. It looks like it reminds me a little bit of. It reminded me a little bit of the. It reminds me a little bit of the Beldit from Berserk, like just a massive version of it with many more faces. I don't know. That's what it kind of looked like for a bit. I was like, hey, wait a second here. Griffith, where are you at, son? Not CGI Griffith though, because no one wants you. God, that 2017 trailer looks absolutely disgusting. I ain't gonna lie, I vomited a little tiny bit watching Berserk 2017. I was like, how could you get any worse? And you did. Good job, Gemba Millipace. I think that's how you pronounce the name of the actual like animation company. Good job, you actually ruined it even further. Luckily, it actually didn't touch Overlord. It looks like that Elder Lich you defeated, through their strength, seems to be words of... Though their strength seems to be worlds apart. Brother, about that thing those messengers just said, Zariusu, will you come with me? I can't just let him go alone, given the enemy's numbers. Don't break my heart, Krush. You're breaking me. You're breaking me into 2 pieces. I'm sorry. Don't worry about it. I'm heading off. Please be careful. They're so beautiful. They're like my OTP couple. I love them so much. Zariusu and Krush are like the greatest couple in the goddamn universe. They're like the cinnamon rolls of goddamn manga. You should just protect them at all cost. I am the leader of the Lizzard Men, Sasryu Sasha. And this is this is our strongest warrior, is Zariusu Sasha. Just look at him. Just look at Irons. Just looking like, oh, this sounds interesting. This sounds interesting. Ain't gonna lie. Do you think that posture is suitable in presence of our master, Demiurge? Bow down. Oh damn! By my body. These men are pretty freaking cool, to be honest. Like the greatest, they're like the greatest additions to anything ever. Like, just, I'm so glad they're here. I just don't want anything bad to happen to them. Though it doesn't seem like it's going to, but still pretty freaking terrified. You never know what's gonna happen. Lord Ines, they are prepared to listen to you. Raise your heads. You may raise your heads. I am Ines Algan, ruler of the great Tuma Nazarek. I will offer you words of gratitude for assisting in my earlier experiment. That ward was just an experiment? Onto the main topic now. Serve me. Well, he's just straight to the goddamn point. In 4 hours, we will attack you once more. If you can manage to emerge victorious again. I was like, wait, what's that word even say? My brain just went, what? No, it's emerge victorious once again. I promise to leave you be. Will you be the one attacking us, Sir Gown? That should be Lord Gown. Oh. You will be attacked by just one of my aides. His name is Cocytus. So he's stronger than those 5,000 soldiers. In that case, we stand no chance. Sir, I would prefer you refrain from doing something so boring. Engage in battle for a while. I wish to enjoy this taste of victory. This is actually a pretty freaking good chapter, ain't gonna lie. Jesus H. Christ. I'm liking it. This is all I have to say. Enjoy yourselves in 4 hours' time. Please wait. Will this ice melt? Yes. I simply did not wish to be stained with the mud of this land. When I return to the bank, the magic will be undone. Farewell then, Gate. See you, Lizzard Men. Take care. Farewell, Lizzard Men. So it's just, it kind of, there's a little dynamic. I like it. You are free now. Well then. Do have fun, Lizzard Men. I can imagine it must be a lot more epic. I actually need to pick up the light novel now because it's actually gone past where I am in the manga in England. I believe. I think we're on 4 now. So it's worth me picking it up because I actually kind of want to see what there might be differences in the light novel compared to the manga. So I might actually pick up like, volume 4. Because is there actually any way to read it on the internet? I actually have no idea. I think there was a place that you could read it, which actually kind of made me a bit curious. Damn it. Did I miss anything top? Oh, no. Sweet. Since we're surrounded, I don't see an escape as a possibility. What should we do? All warriors will be mobilized, along with everyone else here. Brother. Do you not think we can get by with just 5? If they wish to show us their strength, they will not feel the need to kill us all. We just need someone to lead the survivors. A sound argument. I'm fine with that. He is right. Then we will go with that plan. Cruce, you still... I can't even speak anymore. Just read in general, I don't really mind. Like, just anywhere. Cruce. Oh, God, Jesus Christ. At one point I will say the goddamn thing correctly. Cruce. You... Cruce, you'll stay behind. There we are. I got it. Eventually. Hold on. I will also fight. If you want to leave someone behind, leave Sasryu. Sasryu? I know, it's a U in it. So it's like Sasryu. I think that's how you pronounce his name correctly. I always mix up the U in his name. Their aim is to show overwhelming force and leave us in despair. If one of the survivors is capable of inspiring everyone... Zoriyusu, I also wish to go. Weren't you prepared when you brought me here? The situation has changed. It's best if at least one of us survives. Don't give me that! She's so freaking adorable. It breaks my heart. You need to convince her, Zoriyusu. We will meet up again in 4 hours. Jesus freaking Christ, mate, with your bike. Jeez, Louise. Please understand, Krush. What am I supposed to understand? If only my powers. I don't want the female I fell in love with to die. Please grant me that foolish... Please grant this foolish male's wish. Oh, they're gonna break me. They're so adorable. That's not fair. I'm sorry. I love them to bits. They're so freaking cute. Are you telling me to watch you die in just 1 week? You stole my heart and now you're abandoning me. I don't want to see nothing bad happen to them. Bad happen to them at all. I don't think Volume 4 is technically out yet. I think it's out in the next month or 2. But impregnate me. What? What? Okay. I guess that's one way of doing things. In just 1 week, you stole my heart, and now you're abandoning me. Impregnate me. Well, ain't gonna lie. That's one way. That's just one way to end a goddamn chapter. Jeez Louise. Oh man. Okay. Whew. Okay. Okie dokie. I think it's not out. I believe. I might be wrong, but I swear it's not out for at least another month. Okie dokie. That was a freaking fantastic. I need to find out the name of the actual character. I swear it's Gargangua. I think it's how you pronounce the name of it. It's a freaking fantastic chat. Whoa, jeez Louise, what's happening? What the devil just happened? There we go. Let's say, what happened there? Hold on. Better censor it. I was like, whoa, okay, that was interesting. It's actually fine. I swear it's got a gang. It's actually how you pronounce it. There it is. Right. Oh, it's got gang Tua. Okay. I thought it's got Gangua. I didn't know it's actually a T in it. It's got gang Tua. Okay. That's better. Anyhow. Alright, T-ho. Okay. Where's my goddamn cursor? Keep on getting confused because of the other one. Oh man, that was a pretty freaking great chapter, I must say, because it kind of there's fear right now. It's a major thing to kind of note with this whole entire manga right now. There's fear. At the same time, Gargang 2 on, yeah, it's basically exactly that. That's why I was called Gargang Gua. I thought there was actually no T in it, but it's actually T, so I thought it was Gargang 2. But yeah, I mean, there's fear, but at the same time, I'm kind of sitting here wondering that maybe in the end it won't be as bad as we imagine. Like, in the end, they're not trying to maybe, no, I don't think they're all gonna die. That's the kind of major thing. I don't think they want to kill them all off. I think they're just gonna test them as experiment, isn't it? They're gonna just use them as to kind of see whether or not they actually are worth it and actually are able to be used. So it's actually not as bad as we imagine right freaking now. So I can imagine that actually at one point they're gonna kind of see a silver lining, if you get what I mean. It ain't always gonna be freaking depression here and there. It's gonna be a nicer ending to this whole entire arc, I imagine, because right now I don't really kind of see them all dying. I don't really want to see any of them die because they're all freaking great characters in their own right, because they're built up to be one of those characters you don't want to ever see die. So I don't think the writer will just pull that and go, well, freaking hell, they're all gonna die. I don't think it'll do that, or any of them will die. I think probably maybe one will die, and then probably it'll just be like that. And that's how the fight will end, because Gargantua seems pretty freaking terrifying. Like, it's one of those things that we understood in the second we saw him, but even now, if he actually happens to come back, it's just like, whoa, no, please, none of that, please, none of that. I don't know, because I do kind of want to see them in a. Yeah, that's the kind of major thing as well. Like, I imagine that maybe Ainz might lose as well. You actually bring up a good point, because Ainz might lose. Another thing to note. Yeah, and then the next manga just focuses on them. Like, because they have actually proven their strength beforehand, because when all odds were against them, they actually managed to take down Iguva. Like, it's one of those things that we kind of already note that. It's like, well, that's already happened, so it's kind of, it's not as if we're in this kind of frame mind of fear, because they actually have proven themselves, so they actually might be alright in the end. Like, it won't actually be that bad, because they've proven themselves so far, they probably will be able to do it. Like, in essence, if, yeah, that'd be great if that actually was all just about the actual Lizzard Men coming to power. Like, it's because they all have the capabilities to actually take down pretty freaking formidable foes. So I don't kind of bring them down just yet. I don't think, oh well, you know what, they're screwed, because they're pretty freaking not at the moment. I don't think, personally, I don't really imagine them to be like completely like in the dark of gonna die. Like, they're not in that way. I think the manga's kind of portraying that, but at the same time, it is kind of saying, well, not really at the same time. Like, it's kind of just saying, like, yeah, my nose is a bit itchy. Like, it's like, yeah, it does seem pretty scary, but it's all going to pull through in the end, because they always tend to in the end. They're not like, well, we're screwed. Like, it's not really that at all. So, good job. They are very much outclassed in this case because they're using tier 6 magic, but at the same time, it's not as if like, say, one class. It's kind of one of those things that maybe the power level doesn't actually kind of dictate how they fight, because maybe someone might maybe someone might be like this massive level character, but in the end, like, it depends on how the person fights, because in the end, look what happened with Iguva. Like, Iguva's freaking terrifyingly strong, and Iguva was taken down. So it kind of begs the question. It might not all go the way we think it might go. Like, that's some kind of major thing that I kind of take away from it. It's not as if it's kind of going to be, oh, they're all going to die, because I don't think they will. I think they might actually win the whole entire thing. Or they might just kind of prove to Ainz that actually maybe they might belong in Ozric, not just outside. It's pay to win. Yeah. Oh man, that'd be amazing. Like, Ainz just like secretly spending all his money on like like, Ainz is spending all his money like on different cosmetics. Like, oh man. In the end, Overlord is just one massive pay to win kind of game. Like, that'd be the greatest thing in the world. Like, how Ainz got all those buffs in the fight between Shouty and him was just through spending a lot of money on just like a lot of tier magics. Oh man. But yeah. Oh yeah, he did actually do that, didn't he? I was gonna say, I remember that now. Like, he did actually use those items to actually take down Shelter. Man, I wish a fight would come back like that one day, because that's an amazing fight. Like, just the whole entire thing, how it all went down, was hilarious. But yeah, I mean, all in all, I kind of see a good silver lining with this like kind of arc. I don't really see I don't see the major characters dying. I see maybe one or two of them kind of getting the axe, as they would say. I don't see the massive amount of them dying, because again, I don't think Cocytus really wants to take him down too much, because he believes in their way of fighting. He believes that they actually are warriors, and actually are freaking great warriors. So I imagine he doesn't really want to kind of take him down. Like, he's forced to kind of fight against him, but at the same time, he's kind of like, yeah, I don't want to take him down too much. I don't know. Still, I'm interested to see how it all turns out. So again, it can be very freaking interesting to see how it all just turns out, because again, it's a bit of a grey area, because again, they've got quite a bit on their side against the Lizzard Men. It's not like it's not as if. Yeah, I don't know. Ainz is a strange character, because his motives tend to kind of drift between quite a few things. Like, in essence, he's like, well, look, we're meant to kill them, but now he's like, oh no, that's actually a pretty good idea. It's actually not kill, it's use experiments. But I don't know. I kind of imagine there's actually an ulterior motive behind why he's doing everything in here. Like, it's not just as if it's just there for it's just there for the sake of being there. Like, it's just an ulterior reason why he's doing everything. I don't know. He's an interesting kettle of fish, because again, he believes that at one point, once they mature, they actually might leave him. But I believe there's actually more going on with him, because again, don't get me wrong, sometimes he's a little bit naive, because a lot of things are going on behind closed doors that even he doesn't even know about. Especially with Demiurge as well. But I don't know. I still kind of find his character interesting, because he's an overlord, but he's a little bit of a different Overlord. He's not the kind of Overlord we've always seen in these kind of mangas or animes or these kind of things, because he's still human inside. Like, he's not always kind of this tyrant. Like, he has his qualities about him that kind of just changes ever so slightly. But yeah, I can imagine that maybe at one point that good old Zoriusu and Cruz have a baby, and then it just be the greatest family in the goddamn universe, and nothing bad happen to them, and it will be the greatest wedding in the goddamn world, and the greatest family in the goddamn world, because I like how it ended on the perfect note. Ended on her saying, impregnate me. Yeah, pretty much. I think how it ended was pretty much perfect. But I mean, I don't know. If anything bad were to happen to them, I'll be disappointed, because I just don't want anything bad to happen to them. But at the same time, it might be kind of a different edge to kind of present. Like, it might be one of those things, it might be a power struggle between them. Like, in essence, this might be the fight that Irons can't prove his worth. In essence, he can't prove how strong he is because he can't actually win against them. It actually might kind of bring that into question as well. Like, it's kind of one of those things that you have to actually kind of bring into question someone's power because, again, throughout this whole entire series, there have been times when Irons has kind of been a little bit at risk, but he hasn't really been too at risk, if you get what I mean. Because look what happened with him and Shouter. That whole entire fight has proved that whole entire thing. But I can imagine that maybe at one point there might be this power struggle and it actually might come into full fruition and it actually might be one of the center points. And I hope it's actually with this fight, because I believe that maybe Lizzard Men might just kind of prove the power struggle between others outside of Naruto that people actually don't really know about. It might be interesting to actually kind of look at that if that was the case. Like, I kind of do want to see that. That would actually be pretty freaking cool. Just kind of see a power struggle. Yeah, he's a bit too broken to be at risk, but I can imagine it might just kind of be at a point that actually might be something too strong or something that he didn't actually really realize, he didn't really bank on. Because don't get me wrong, because sometimes I've seen it, like people being the greatest thing in the goddamn universe, and in the end, something like so simple took him down. So it's one of those things. It's kind of, yeah, he's a bit busted in some cases, but at the same time, it's not kind of always a power level. It's how the person fights at the same time. And that's what Dark Souls teaches you. Dark Souls teaches you. It's not like the power level; it's how you fight. Or in every case, go right to the edge of the map, wait for the boss to follow you, and then kind of roll out of the way so it then falls off the edge and you kill him in one hit. That as well. That's what good old Dark Souls teaches you. And also there's Bloodborne as well. But yeah, I mean, all in all, great freaking chapter. Really, really fast paced actually. Didn't really kind of imagine that chapter to go that fast, because it really did go whoop towards the end. It kind of just went like it went by so fast. I thought 42 pages is going to be quite freaking long. You get so much exposition, but it really just kind of centered on the whole entire idea of letting the visuals tell the story rather than dialogue. And I thought, you know what? Good job. Soul Gravity is the strongest power. Have they used Soul Gravity yet? I'm not too sure. Did I remember that actually? Yeah, I think though when it has not much text, the pacing is a lot faster because it actually allows you to actually kind of just look at the visuals rather than anything else. Like, kind of just allows you to see that. But yeah, I mean, all in all, really excited to see what next month's holds, because I believe next month's chapter comes out in like 6. Yeah, about a couple of weeks. Oh, Dark Souls Gravity. I was gonna say, wait, have they used Gravity? Sorry, it's my brain going. My brain going a little bit. Oh man, Dark Souls 3's Gravity was the greatest thing in the world. That's my favorite thing in the goddamn universe to use, because it's never hardly ever worked. Like, you think, oh yeah, I'm gonna use that against them. Nope, doesn't work anymore. It's like, goddamn, why do this to me, Dark Souls? Good old Overlord bringing out the kind of PTSD we all felt from Dark Souls for a bit. But yeah, so hopefully next chapter is even better than this chapter, because this chapter was freaking phenomenal, I must say, as a pretty standalone chapter. Like, it was one of those ones that kind of went by so fast, but it kind of gave you a lot to actually kind of take in and then go into next months. So yes, until next time. If you have enjoyed this stream as a whole and you do want to leave a like, then do leave a like, because indeed it does help me quite a bit. If you have enjoyed what I do here and you want to stay that little bit longer, even say the goddamn words, then do leave a sub, because indeed it does help me quite a bit. But until next month with Overlord chapter 25, I shall see you guys later.